Hi everybody, I'm Jim from Tower Wine and Spirits. We've received some of your questions on our Instagram post and we're going to be answering some of them for you today. We really appreciate you submitting these questions and we'll answer them as completely as possible.
Hey Jim, we have some questions for you. What's the best value bourbon for under $50?
That's an excellent question to get today. We get this question quite a bit in the store. One of the things that I have to ask you about that is what type of bourbon are you looking for? Are you looking for a wheated bourbon or are you looking for a more rye forward bourbon? If you're looking for a wheated bourbon, the best value bourbons that you could buy would be some products such as Buffalo Trace, Larceny, or Maker's Mark. Those are all wheated bourbons and you should enjoy them quite nicely. For a rye forward bourbon, we would suggest for a value priced bourbon, Bulleit Evan Williams Single Barrel 8-year-old, Early Times Bottled in Bond, Rough Rider, or our Redwood Empire products. Those are all excellent bourbons, very value priced, all under $50, that we highly recommend to our customers.
What's the best tequila for a classic margarita?
Interesting question. We typically recommend to people for making a classic margarita that use Blanco tequila, since you're going to be putting other ingredients in with your tequila. The best way to look at this is to determine what is your flavor profile for tequila if you know. For background, there are basically two types of agaves grown. Some are grown in the highlands of the state of Jalisco, some are grown in the lowlands of the state of Jalisco. Highland tequilas are much more floral, crisper, and lighter. And in the terms of some customers, they may tend to be a little bit smoother, if that could be in your profile. The other types of tequila or agaves that are grown are lowland agaves. They tend to be much more earthy and with a lot of black and white pepper flavors in their profile. So you have to determine which one you think you might like. The vast majority of the tequilas we have on the shelf are Highland tequilas. Having said that, the ones that we would recommend for a classic margarita are broken down into those two basic divisions, Highlands and Lowlands. For the Highland tequilas, we would recommend that you could use Corazon Blanco, Familia Caminera Blanco, Altos Blanco, and Luna Azul Blanco. Those are all excellent, highly rated tequilas that are very inexpensive. For your lowland tequilas, you could go with Tres Agaves Blanco, Blue Nectar Blanco, or Herradura Reposado or Herradura Blanco. Either one would make a classic tequila margarita. They're all excellent products and highly rated.
What's the best sipping tequila?
Interesting question. I think at this point, rather than breaking this down into a discussion of Highland and Lowland tequilas, let's talk about price levels and break this down into low, medium, and high price levels based on your budget are the best sipping tequilas within each one of those price ranges. If we look in what we will consider to be a budget price range, then we would recommend a Corazon Reposado, a Luna Azul Añejo, and a Tres Agaves Añejo. Those would be your lower priced budget tequilas, which are excellent products, by the way. They're just not as expensive as some others. If we move up to the next range in prices, which would be your medium price range tequilas, we could look at Casa Amigos Blanco, Herradura Ultra Añejo, and Don Julio's 7th Anniversary Edition. Wonderful products at a mid-price range. If we want to move into a higher price range of tequilas, which could include the super premium tequilas that we do have available here in our store, we would be looking at Comos Tequila. Casa Dragones Tequila is an excellent product, as well as Tears of the Crier, better known as Tears of the Llorona Tequila. It's a very, very excellent extra añejo product, ultra premium product.
How long will an open bottle stay good for?
Wow, interesting question coming into us now about open bottles of distilled spirits. We're discussing distilled spirits here, not another type of product that we might sell in the store that has an expiration date. With distilled spirits, there is no expiration date, as long as you maintain your product at home in your liquor cabinet tightly closed and sealed. There is no expiration date. It will be good for years on end. Hopefully, you won't keep them for years on end because we'd love to sell you an additional bottle sooner rather than later.
What's the best gin for a gin and tonic?
Excellent question. Since we have a very extensive gin department here within our liquor department, we have quite a number of offerings of excellent products. So it's really going to depend on your flavor profile of what you like. Having said all of that, let me give you some recommendations. For a basic gin and tonic, we would recommend Beefeaters, Bombay Sapphire, Tanqueray, Hendrick's, or Broker's Gin. These are all very, very good gins. They are at an absolute proof point to where they're not going to get lost with the tonic water. Secondly, for a richer flavor profile in a gin and tonic, I would say go with Forge Gin, High Clear Castle Gin, or Gunpowder Gin. These are going to bring forward a lot more flavor than you might have in a basic G&T. And finally, for a very flavor-forward gin, we would look at using the Botanist 22 from the island of Islay in Scotland, or Gin Raw Gin, which is a botanical gin from Barcelona, Spain. Also, we strongly recommend that when you're in the store, ask us or go look for in the section where we keep the tonic mixers, look for the Fever Tree flavor wheel, which we have available, which will help you in matching some of your products. But we'll be able to help you. You just need to let us know what you like. But we're here to help you all along. Thank you so much for shopping for Tower. We look forward to getting some more questions from you and answering them however we can. Look forward to seeing you in the store again. Thanks.